Hello everybody and welcome to another video of R&R Partners. Today we're going to talk about a subject that was requested from us many times, and finally we are going to have a video on it. It is the employment or work visa for Romania. If you are not new to our channel, you might know that in past video we talk about the student visa, business visa, family reunification visa and religious visa. These are all long-stay visas for coming to Romania and staying here for a little while, for 3 months. And the employment visa is also one of those long-stay visas. So, as its name entails, the employment visa or D/AM visa is a visa that you can use in order to come to Romania if you want to be employed here. So what should you do if you want to come to Romania as a worker or generally an employee? The first step is to find an employer for you. One of the biggest myths and one of the many questions that we get both in the comments in our video but also by email and other forms of communication, even on social media, we very many times get this question: can you help me obtain the working visa? Can you help me get to Romania? And usually our answer is yes. As lawyers we can help you prepare the immigration file, but the first step for you is to get an employer, somebody to actually give you a job in order for you to come to Romania. So that is done before the immigration file itself. And because we are a law office, we are not an employment agency, we cannot help you get an employer. This is something that the client must do by themselves. When you try to find an employer for Romania, you must make sure that the company is legit. There are many scams and we heard of many cases where people give money to certain companies or to employment agencies, and in the end they do not really get to come to Romania and it was a scam. You should first of all make sure that the company is legit and they really want to hire you. For making some background checks for your possible employer, this is something that again a law office like ours can help you. So you can drop us a comment down below or write to us on office@rrpb.ro if you need help, just to make sure that the company who offered you a job in Romania really exists and that everything looks okay on that part. But coming back to the work permit itself. So, after you get an employer, somebody who wants to employ you in Romania on a certain position, you agree of course upon the salary and the other conditions of employment, that company, the employer, should pass a background check that is done at the immigration authorities. They actually have to pass a prior clearance procedure at EG. This EG is an authority that you find in each county in Romania. So, for example, if you want to be employed in Bucharest, the EG, the immigration office from Bucharest, will be in charge of this. If you are employed outside of Bucharest in Ilfov County, for example, a village or a city outside of Bucharest, then Ilfov EG will take care of that procedure. And if your employer passes that procedure, he will get what is called an aviz de muncă for you. What is this aviz de muncă? It is actually a special certification that allows your employer to ask you to come to Romania and then take you as an employee. Unfortunately, there are many confusions between the visa for you as a worker, this aviz de muncă, which is a working permit, and then your right to stay in Romania for a little longer, which is given based on a residency permit. And we will discuss each of them in a second. But before that, we should make it clear that all this talk about visa, aviz de muncă and residency permit is only for non-EU citizens. So if you're, for example, a citizen from another country in the EU, then you do not need to go through all this complicated procedure in order to come here as a worker. It is a lot more simple if you are EU. So, what conditions should you as a non-EU citizen check in order to get this kind of a special work permit and the employment visa itself? First of all, your studies should be officially recognized in Romania. This is a procedure that your employer can do for you here in Romania. A law office like ours can also help. We have done this for many clients to get their diplomas, for example, high school or a master's degree or bachelor's degree recognized here in Romania. This is a very important step and you cannot go past it if you want to get the work permit. Then, besides this recognition of your diplomas, we must also make sure that the paperwork shows that your employer has a vacant position. And for this vacant position, it is very important to show that it could not be able to be filled by a Romanian citizen. The law is quite strict and it gives priority for jobs to Romanian citizens only after you show that you could not get a Romanian citizen to fill that position, only then can you resort to non-EU nationals. There are many ways you can show that your employee must come from a certain country and must be the person you already spoke to. For example, you can show that only they speak a certain type of language, only they have a certain set of skills, and also to show that you made your position, your vacant position, public and nobody applied for it. So, what we just explained are usually the steps that are taken care of by the employer, so your future employer here in Romania. What about you, as a worker, as an employee? What do you have to do? In order to get your visa, you must go to the embassy or the consulate in your home country. Because we are talking about an employment visa, of course this is a document that you must apply for while you are abroad. In many cases, you might come to Romania and change your employer, or something else can happen in your life, maybe your legal basis for your stay changes, but in this certain video, we will just refer to the employment or work visa. So if you have any other questions about the procedure or any other special kinds of situations, you can just drop us a message down in the comment section and we will try in the future to make videos about other topics that are interesting for you as well and for which maybe we do not have time to discuss in this specific video. But coming back to the procedure and what you have to do as an employee in your home country in order to come to Romania. So, as we mentioned, you must go to the embassy or consulate in your home country and prepare a file. This type of file can also be explained by the clerks at the embassy, or also you can have a lawyer help you with that. We have helped many clients who were abroad and wanted to come to Romania, who had a job here, and they needed just a little bit of a push and just for us to organize the documents to make sure everything is all right. And in this file, we just want to point out that the most important thing is the work permit, the aviz de muncă that we just talked about, the one that your employer got in Romania in order to take you here as an employee. That is the single and most important file from the entire documentation. So, everything goes well, you get the work visa, you come to Romania, what happens next? If you remember, in the first part of our video, we explained that there is a big difference between a work visa, aviz de muncă or work permit, and the residency permit. And now it's time to talk about the residency permit itself, because it is very important. The work visa is only valid for 90 days, so 3 months. For this period, you can come to Romania and work, but if you want to stay here longer, it is not enough. If you want to keep on working in Romania and live here for a longer period of time, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you must prepare your file for residency. Residency is something you should apply for when your visa is almost over but not completely over. So, from those 3 months, when you only have 1 month left, so in your last 30 days of stay in Romania, of legal stay, then you must apply for residency permit. If you overstay your visa, meaning that those 90 days are done and you keep working in Romania and staying here, but you still want to apply for the residency, if there's not such a long time that passed, you could get a fine, but if you overstay it a lot, there can be worse sanctions in place. For example, you could end up being deported from Romania because you overstayed your visa and you did not make your file for residency in due time. Or even worse, you can get banned from coming back in Romania in the future. So not only must you return to your home country, but if you want to come to Romania back to work, then you must wait for a while. It can be months or even years in worst cases. So, bottom line, what you must take from this video, and most important thing in our opinion, is that you must not overstay your visa because you're already staying here legally in Romania, but you must make the next step, residency permit, in the necessary period of time so that you don't get fined or you do not get banned or deported from Romania. So, in a nutshell, step 1 is the visa, and step 2 the residency permit, and step 3 maybe, who knows, in the future, citizenship or anything like that. If you want to find out more about obtaining Romanian citizenship, how many years must pass, what the procedure is like, you can check out the other videos in our channel. You'll find many useful free resources on this topic as well. That is about it regarding the work visa or employment visa, the D/AM visa for coming to Romania. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more content about immigration law issues, but also things about commercial law, even real estate law from Romania, so make sure to check them out. And in the meantime, if you have any questions or you want to find out more about a specific topic, maybe you have some suggestions for our videos, make sure to leave us a comment down below, or you can write to us directly at office@rrpb.ro and we will reply to you as soon as possible. Also, if you want to book a consultation with us to discuss about this topic, about visas for Romania, or maybe residence in Romania, citizenship, even opening a company in Romania, you can find out the details down below and go directly to our website and book a 1-hour consultation. Consultations can be done both in person if you are already in Romania in Bucharest, because our office is based in Bucharest, or can be done online if you are in any part of the world. That is about it for today. Until next time, have a lovely day. Bye bye.